In this movie, we conclude looking at how to apply our font size to our project. So let's go ahead and jump into our CSS, and we'll set up some rules for some of our elements that we've set up already. So first, I want to control the related section, so I'll find where that kind of occurs here. And I also try to keep the structure of the HTML document to begin with, because then I know that I've got the header up there, and inside of the header I have these items. Then after that I have the related, followed by news, and so forth. So I try to group these together as much as possible. So I'll go ahead and type in my font size, and then go ahead and copy that, because that's going to be helpful in the future. And I'll make this a little bit smaller than the default base size. I'll set it to 0.8 em. Then immediately following our related, I'll go ahead and set up my sidebar rule, which is going to set our font size again to 0.8 em. And then I'll move down here to the news H2, and I'll change that to 2em, because I would just kind of want it to be a little bit bigger and pull the focus over to it, because that's where the main content is going to be. And actually I'll do the same here for the H2 in our tutorials. So another 2em. And then I need to set up a rule for each one of our headers. So I'm going to do a little bit of cheating here and kind of structure it one way and then go back in and modify it. So each one of these is actually going to be 0.8 em, because we want it to be a little bit smaller than our main heading, but we still want it to pop out a bit. And because we have 5 different headers here, I'm going to copy this and then paste it in 4 more times, and then I'll go back in and change what the name of the header is. And the reason I'm setting it up for each one of these is because later on there's going to be some differences between them. And of course we want to make sure that we're keeping things grouped together by objects, so that we can think about our HTML objects as objects, not just tags. So there we go, I have all of my headers set up, and I'll jump back up here and I'll do GIMP followed by Inkscape followed by Amaya, and then Blender, and then lastly Scribus. So I'm going to go ahead and save that and jump over here and refresh. I see the related section shrink. Our sidebar information shrink up too. Our news grows, as does our latest tutorials, and then notice how the names of our different applications are also quite a bit larger. I'm going to jump back here into my CSS page. Now I am going to go ahead and jump down here to the bottom of the CSS page, and I'm going to add in a class called Smaller. Now I'm doing this for demonstration purposes, and we will be returning to this class later on, but for now I just want to set this up to demonstrate our smaller keyword. So I'll save that, and before we can actually demonstrate it we need to apply it to something over here. So I'll go to my index page, and I'm going to go down to the news section and target the news right here. And actually I'm not going to target the entire word news. I'm going to target the last 3 letters. So I'm going to use a span tag to select that, set up the class equal to smaller, and then close that span. And there we go. So I will go ahead and save that and jump back to my browser, and whenever I refresh, and notice how the last 3 letters of news just kind of get a little bit smaller. So if we do want that kind of relative sizing based on inherited values, our relative keywords are going to be pretty handy. Now this concludes our look at how to apply our different font sizes to our project.